Hi there, happy Monday. So, this week's topic is going to be on self actualization. So, self actualization is a really super simple topic, but it's really loaded. It's one of those loaded topics like when someone were to ask you, like, who are you? And you're like, what? It's a loaded question, but it's really simple. So, self, first thing means you, right? And then actualization is just turning potential into reality. That's it. So the short answer is it's becoming the best version of yourself after your basic needs have been met and after your psychological needs have been met. So, what are your basic needs? Of course, food. Without food, we will die, right? And then second, safety. Without being safe, we could potentially die, right? And then also our psychological needs. That's love, self-esteem. So after those basic needs and psychological needs are met, it's living within alignment to our true selves. Now, the journey to self-actualization can be somewhat tricky. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to give you one super duper hard, honest step to take, right? All you really have to do is discover yourself. And I know you're like, okay, that seems like super simple, but it's not. It's a lot of work with going into self-discovery. It requires you to spend some quiet time alone with yourself, to ask yourself the deep questions. What energizes you? What drains you? What do you believe in? Why do you believe in it? What would you do if you weren't afraid to do it? And then also revisit your past. I know you're probably thinking it's cliche, like people ask you, why do people always say what happened in your childhood? That's important because a lot of stuff about how you were shaped to be was formed in your childhood. Now, a lot of those values you may not want to take on. You may want to identify your own values that make you happy, right? Notice your emotional patterns. That's part of self discovery. Try new things. There may be something that you haven't tried. Once you try it, you may really like it, and that may be in alignment with your self-actualized path. Also, let go of who you are not. Throw away any roles, any titles, any of that. And then ask for feedback for people that truly see you, not the haters, people who truly, truly see you. And then be patient with the process because self-discovery is a hard process, but it's just that one step, but it's layered with so many different things. So that's the foundation. But if you think about it, you cannot pursue your highest potential if you don't truly know who you are. So I want to ask you a couple questions about like the type of work that you do. All right. So is it something that you really love to do? Like, do you drag yourself out of bed like on work days? Like, God, I really, really do not want to do this. You're mentally checked out. You're just like literally waiting for your days off or the weekend, whenever you're going to have a day off, whatever that is. If you're feeling that like that when you go to work, you're just meeting survival needs, and that's okay. A lot of us are. My job is not my self-actualized path. Like talking about self-care, self-love, that's something I love to do. I've loved it since I was 13, right? So if I had my choice, I would write about that all the time. So I'm working towards that. So figure that out. What is something that you would like to do that does not feel like work? Something that, has meaning to you. And then as far as like a romantic partner, I want you to ask yourself this question. Whoever you're with, when you're with them, does it feel like it's constant effort? Does it feel like it's confusing, like you're shrinking yourself to like sort of keep the peace? If that's the case, that may not be your self-actualized love. So I want to dive into this next. So you may ask yourself, how do I know when I have reached self-actualization. So it's really simple. It's really simple, but it's not, of course. So you know that you've reached self-actualization when it doesn't feel like effort. It doesn't feel like work. You know how you hear some people say, yeah, I'm doing what I love, so it doesn't feel like work. That is self-actualization. So when you get to the point where you're doing something, but it doesn't feel like any effort is being put forth, you are most likely on that self-aligned path. Whether that's what you do for a living, whether that's the romantic partnership that you're in, if it doesn't feel like work and it feels easy, we know it's all going to be work. Nothing worthwhile is ever easy to obtain, and it is going to require some work. But if it feels meaningful and it feels good and you don't feel like there are any pretenses that you have to put up with, it's a safe bet that you're on your self-actualized path. So what I want to ask you for this video, ding, 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 this is the question. When it comes to the gratitude giveaway that's going to be coming up in August, and then I'll ask on the Google form for those of you that have participated in the gratitude giveaways. It'll make sense. But what I do is every month, I do incentives based on people that are engaging with the self-care topics on the channel. Just showing up for comments and, giving their experiences, things that have happened to them. And then also, if I have posed a question, to answer that question directly, if possible. So the question for this week's topic is, if no one else had a say, what would your life look like? So not your family. So not, let's say everyone in your family is a doctor and they want you to be a doctor too, or everyone in your family is an educator, they want you to be an educator too. So if no one else had a say, what would your life look like? And this will be romantically as well. It doesn't matter. This is a safe space for you to land and share that info. So if you like self-care, self-love topics, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel because there will be a new self-care related topic discussed here every single week. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday and a great rest of your week. Take care and be well.